I was walking on the pavement down a road to the bus stop to go to school. All of a sudden, this car drove by on the main road and some guy wound down his window, stuck his head out and started whistling at me. At the bus stop, another car went by and the driver was winding down his window and stared at me and slowed down to do this. He had one arm on the steering wheel and kept staring at me the whole time he went past, slowly. It felt really creepy. I thought maybe there was something wrong with my hair. I took a picture of the back of my head to check and a selfie just in case there was something wrong with my face. Why should I get this when I'm on my way to school?
I'm Rachel Harding, Research Fellow at the Nottingham Centre for Children, Young People and Families at Nottingham Trent University. I've been part of a research team from psychology, social work, law, linguistics and education, and we've wanted to answer this question from an 11-year-old. Why is it that street harassment happens?
We worked with 115 secondary school students from 3 different secondary schools, 2 in the East Midlands and 1 in London, to try and answer this question.
I've been called names, stared at, touched up, photographed, sworn at, beeped at, given the middle finger and been whispered about.
Chased across a park, cornered, had cars mounting the pavement, followed, had beer bottles thrown.
Had bags snatched, filmed on a bus by other passengers, approached to get into cars, whistled at, laughed at.
We also asked how the incidents and experiences made them feel. We adapted an emotion scale with 27 different emotions, both positive and negative, and the students indicated whatever feelings and as many as they wanted.
We found that most of the feelings were negative, with feeling afraid, frightened, nervous or scared being the most reported. In some cases, the feelings indicated were both positive and negative, suggesting that street harassment could be confusing and difficult to process. Girls were also more likely to report negative emotions.
I felt afraid, ashamed, blue, disgusted, frightened, guilty, lonely, mad, miserable, moody, nervous, sad, scared and upset.
We allowed the students space to tell us anything else about their experiences they wanted. This was where we often got further details about what happened and how they felt about it. We were able to tell that most of the street harassment was carried out by mainly adult members of the public and mainly, but not exclusively, men.
I was with my sister and a friend. We were sitting at the back of a bus and were stared at, whilst after this male took out his camera and started videoing us. We covered our faces and moved.
I was in the park with friends and a man started cornering us, pretending to be on the phone, and then after 5 minutes he started coming towards us, so we grabbed our bikes and went quick.
A woman on a bike was behind me and 2 of my friends, and she was on the phone to someone. Then me and my friend stopped as I'd reached my house and we were talking, and then she cycled past me and my friends and yanked my hair and said, "It's girls like these."
We looked at when the incidents of street harassment took place as reported by the students and noticed that the experiences could occur whenever a young person was out and about in public. This could be on the way to or from school, but could also be when they were out and about with their friends after school or at the weekend. It also didn't seem to matter what time of the day or night, whether it was summer or winter or what clothing was worn. Young people can be street harassed whenever or wherever they go. Street harassment also occurred as much for students when they were on their own, in a pair or in a group.
I was on my way home from school with a group of friends.
I was out at the shops at the weekend with my girlfriend.
We held focus groups with the students and interviews with senior school staff to listen more about their experiences, thoughts and feelings. The most important thing was that street harassment needed to be recognised for the harm it can do to young people. Experiencing street harassment can affect a young person's self-esteem, their confidence, their mental health and their ability to learn to their full potential. The staff and students agreed that street harassment was unfair, upsetting and wrong.
Because it makes you feel uncomfortable, like at that moment, you know it's street harassment because you don't want to be at that place at that time. You want to teleport to a different place at that exact moment when it happens.
You'd be confused anywhere, like even if you talk about it, you'd still be confused. Like why? Why did they do that and stuff like that?
Especially if it's happened to you more than once, you would start to think, why do people pick on me or something and stuff? That would start to self-harm.
Students said that the best way for them to manage an experience of street harassment was being able to talk it through with someone that they trust. They needed the reassurance that it wasn't their fault and that they could be taken seriously. Keeping experiences to themselves was seen as the worst thing to do, and helping young people identify adults they could trust was vital.
Street harassment can kind of affect your way of lifestyle and how you go towards other people or act towards them. You're probably going to be more timid and feel really cautious around other people and not really want to go and socialise like normal kids do.
Talk it through. You don't always know how serious it could be, and then you don't know if you'd have to tell someone.
Street harassment got quite that heavy weight you might have been keeping inside you and not told anyone. It would have been better to just let it out.
Young people have a right to go out in public and not experience street harassment. They have a right to keep safe and not to be harmed. Where street harassment does happen, young people must be listened to and supported. Knowing how to manage street harassment incidents and who is a safe person to talk to is essential in the interests of a young person's welfare.